From the 22 News Plus studio, this is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of InFocus. I'm your host, Patrick Berry. Today, I'm very lucky to be sitting down with one of our newest members of the Massachusetts State House. It is a Representative Homar Gomez. He is from the 2nd Hampshire District. Homar, thank you so very much for joining me today. I appreciate you coming in.
Good
to see you. So you are the newest member of our state's delegation from the 2nd Hampshire District. I ask this question to every elected official that sits across my desk. Why did you seek higher public office? In today's day and age where there's so much animosity between constituents and elected officials among elected officials, why put yourself through that? You know, some politicians who have been there for years, it wasn't like that when I first got in, but you're new to this at the State House. Why would you put yourself in that position?
What a question. First, thank you for the invitation in this beautiful winter day. We are here today. Thank you. I appreciate your invitation to be here today. Why? I don't know. To be honest, no. Let me start saying that I grew up in Puerto Rico, where political and the government is part of the discussion every day. And I had so many conversations with my dad about political stuff, about Puerto Rico, about United States, about the federal government since I was a kid.
Okay.
Right? So I was into political stuff since so many years, but I never thought running for office. In 2017, I was helping in a Nonoto Park in East Hampton, and the former fire chief by then told me, "Hey, your counselor is not running for re-election." And I make a joke in front of my wife. I said, "Hey, I'm going to pull papers to run for that." Never run for any position before. And when we went home, my wife said, "Oh, so are you going to pull papers?" And she said, "No, you should do it. I think you're going to be a good add to the council. You're going to bring some different perspective to the council, and I think you're going to be good." I say, "Sure," with the intention of make her happy and no pulling papers. At the end of the day, I pull papers. Why? And I'm going to ask why by then, and then as a rep, because I think representation means a lot. Being the only Latino elected in East Hampton, it means not just a lot to me, it a lot to the community.
Is there a large Latino population in East Hampton? Really?
No,
Okay.
it's 96% white.
Okay.
And probably it's not that many Latinos either.
Yeah.
And we always joke. And probably the Latinos is the people who live in my house, and probably they didn't vote for me. But no, it's a white community that I'm really proud to serve.
East Hampton is a great community. It's so much fun.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to give you a good sample about representation symbols and what it means to people. There was a lot of people thought that was a controversial seeing Bad Bunny playing the Super Bowl. Right. But after the Super Bowl, you have to see how many videos of people being so happy or seeing their flags.
Right.
People from Canada, people from all over the place of America, so happy just because of symbol, right? The flag, their names, or whatever. So it means a lot. It means a lot to my community. So after evaluating really well in my house with my wife and talking about the possibilities of get elected and what is going to be my impact with the community, I decided to run for office to show a different perspective for the community. That most of the time we have the same struggle, but we have different life experience. And I think that's what I'm bringing to the table as a city councilor, as a city council president, and I was as a rep, right? I represent a community, the 2nd Hampshire, that is 96, 97% white.
Right.
And the first Latino representing them, right? And I'm doing it with all the pride to serve the position, and I'm fighting for them. Why? Again, because I think representation means a lot for my community, for them too, right? We have Irish people, we have Polish people, we have Italian people, we have Puerto Ricans, we have Mexican. So hey, I'm one of you guys, and I always say this. When I was a kid, I said, if I can do it, you can do it. I don't think so. Uh, if I can do it, you can do what you believe you can do,
Okay.
right? Because it's different. They say, hey, I'm a great basketball player. You can play basketball. Not necessarily. But
I
hey,
cannot play
I
basketball.
can play basketball really well, and I'm gonna try to do a career with basketball, and I'm gonna show you that I succeed doing my dream, right? You can do the same, doing what you believe. You're gonna be good doing
Right.
something, and I think that's the best intention of why I run for that.
So now, is being a state rep, so you were elected in November 2024,
Correct.
right? So you're up for re-election this year. Is your first year and a half, 2 years representing your district what you thought it would be, or is it different?
It's similar what I thought it's going to be, really close to what I thought it's going to be. Um, but at the same time, even the communities are really close. I represent three and a half communities: East Hampton, Halley, South Halley, and half of Granby.
Hmm.
Each community is totally different.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Different.
it's funny, as I'm going to pull it up now. This is the map of your district. It is a strange geographic district.
Yes,
East Hampton's the outlier to the west, and then you've got Hadley, South Hadley, north and south. It is just it's an odd shaped district, and you're absolutely right. Each of the communities that you represent are vastly different.
totally different, including the type of government.
Right?
Right?
Exactly.
You have East Hampton that is a city type of government that I was part of it as a city councilor. Then you go to Hatley, totally different.
Right.
And then you have in South Hatley, the people are really engaged. And Granby is so small. You have Hatley and Granby, a lot of farms.
Right.
You have East Hampton, it's a lot of small businesses,
Right.
more type of city type of
Hmm.
location, right? It's totally different. And I have to say something about my district. Probably I'm one of the only ones that coming from my house that is in precinct is under precinct 2 to go to another town in my district. I have to go to a different town. If
Hmm.
I'm going to Halley, I have to go through Northampton.
Right.
If I go to South Halley, I have to go through Holyoke.
Right.
So it's really unique. I
That
will
is
call it
funny.
that way. But I love it. I love the
Good.
people in every district and town and city. We have good people.
Good, good, good. We are up on our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the issues your constituents face. So stay with us. We're back in just a moment.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Patrick Berry. Very happy today to be seated across the desk from Homar Gomez. He is the Massachusetts State Representative for the 2nd Hampshire District. Thank you. Good morning. Good to see you. You're a newbie to the State House, to Beacon Hill. You enjoy your time so far, but what are the things you're hearing from your constituents? What are the most important issues the members of your district are facing that you're bringing awareness to on Beacon Hill?
Money, money, money,
Really?
money. Yes. I mean, it's so many issues that we have in the district, right? I think the biggest one now today that we can see is municipalities and not getting the money that they need to keep running the towns and the cities in the proper way to provide those services for the community. I'm going to give you a few samples. I'm going to take Hatley as a sample.
Okay.
Right? They try to pass a 2.5 override, and it fails. Because it fails, now we have the fire department only overnight with only one firefighter in
Wow.
that corridor that is really critical for the area, right? We have Route 9 there, then we have the mall, we have so many
Yeah.
businesses, only one firefighter
That's
like,
frightening.
protecting all the area, right? And I think sometimes people don't realize when municipality doesn't have all the money, what we're gonna get is cuts in services. And
Right.
I think we have to sell it that way. It's services that we provide, and now because we don't have enough money to provide those services, one way or the other, we're going to cut services.
It's funny because I hear people all the time say, we need to cut taxes, But my response always is, I'm 100% of that, agree in that. But what service do you want cut?
Correct.
Because I don't think a lot of people understand taxes are what runs our communities. It's not, you know, the city of Northampton isn't involved in business. It's not running a business where it makes money. It's tax revenue. Hadley and Granby and South Hadley, there's services that go with that money.
Yes, and the other sample is everywhere in the news, right? It's South Hadley. We have a budget that is short by 11 million, right? They're going to
Wow.
try to do an override. If that override didn't happen, uh, the community is going to see the consequences and those services being cut. I will give you a few samples. If this didn't pass, it's a possibility they're cutting 20 positions for the school department. We're talking 20 positions,
Wow.
including coaches. The after school programs are going to be gone. And that's a no-no, right?
Right.
What are we going to do with those students? What are we going to do with those kids? If we don't have a program after school for those kids, that means that those kids are going to be on the street doing something,
Exactly.
and
Getting into trouble, causing
could be
problems.
trouble,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily all of them are going to be in trouble, but could be end up in a trouble situation, not good for the community, and then we will need more services for the police department
Right.
and other services. The other thing they are planning to do, if this don't happen, this override, is closing the senior center on Fridays. And they provide food, they provide
Right.
services, they provide classes. It's going to be cuts for the people. They're talking about probably closing the library on Fridays. Uh, and then if the library didn't provide this many services per week and per month, it's a possibility that the town is going to lose some grants coming because
Right.
of those cuts.
It's a snowball effect.
It's a snowball effect. The town hall, the plan is to close on Fridays. Again, right? If you work, one of those people who work 4 days a week, 3 days off, and the Fridays is the day off that you do all the businesses, it's a possibility that you're not going to do business in South Hadley because it's a possibility that the town hall is going to be closed, right?
Right.
So that is the consequences of sometimes not collecting the revenue and not matching the revenue with the expenses, and then we're going to see these cuts in services.
There's a lot of focus nowadays on managing municipal budgets, but I think the general consensus from the public, and I hear it a lot, is there's a lot of waste in public management and municipality management. You're new to this, so have you seen a lot of waste? Are you in communication with the leaders of these communities that you represent to really talk about waste rather than cutting jobs? Well, maybe there's waste in other forms. Are you having those conversations?
We do. We have multiple conversations with the mayor in East Hampton. That's the case, and town administrators at the other three towns. But I have to be super transparent with you and with the people. I serve as a city councilor, and the municipalities' budget are tight, right?
Yeah.
I would tell you 70-80% of those funds are already compromised, right? Because you have to pay salaries. We had to fund the schools.
Well, and I think one of the biggest issues is it, municipality employee health insurance has absolutely skyrocketed. And you talk the conversations I've had is that in and of itself is the number one budget killer is health insurance.
And it's true. You see, Hadley, South Hadley, Granby, and East Hampton, all four are suffering because of the same. The health insurance increased so much. The trust that they are part of it, um, they increase in a way that municipalities were not ready for. You have East Hampton, it's a good sample again, over $1 million. They had to put in the budget there, not projecting that money, right?
Wow.
But they had to put it there. Tahali is super similar too. They had to put over $1 million in that. And sound like they're going to increase it one more time. So that was not the last increase. They look like they're going to increase it more. And municipalities are not ready for that because
Yeah.
when they build the budget, they build the budget in two things: projections of the revenue, new growth, and the money they're coming from the state, right?
And the state money
uh,
is one day it's fine, next day it's not, and
and
you can't predict that.
we cannot predict that, right? Look like the revenue in Massachusetts is still coming really good, but we can see that it's going to be some cuts from the federal government
Right.
that we have to, in one way or the other, try to replace that money. And we don't have unlimited money because the state and the cities and towns budget have to be balanced.
Absolutely.
The federal government is the only one who can make the budget anyhow they want it. We have to have a balanced budget. But the health insurance is a big factor of why municipalities are struggling today.
We are up on our second commercial break. Plenty more to talk about when it comes to the 2nd Hampshire District. Stay with us. We're back in just a moment.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry. This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of In Focus. Today's focus, pardon the pun, is on the 2nd Hampshire District, and sitting across from me is its Massachusetts State Representative, Homar Gomez. Mr. Gomez, thank you very much for joining me. We've had a wonderful conversation thus far, so thank you. You've given us a lot of insight. You're the newbie state rep. You're in your first term, so I appreciate you giving me some time to talk about, I've had some folks in here who have been around, the State House for a long time. One of the biggest issues I've noticed is that you are fighting for is affordability of living. So making sure rents are affordable. We both have kids in their 20s. My kids, I don't know whether your kids say the same thing. Like, Dad, I'm never going to afford a house. And even their rent is more than my mortgage. So how do you what's your platform when it comes to more affordable living?
Rent control.
Okay.
We have to do better with people. I agree with you. I have 3 daughters. I have a grandson. I have a granddaughter. We have to leave them a place that they can live, that they can afford. The prices today are high. I believe, and I have to make the disclaimer, not all the landlords are bad people.
Of course not.
I'm
No,
not
no, no.
saying that. But we can see, and we can prove it. In East Hampton, in South Hadley, in Hatley, landlords are taking advantage of people. They're increasing the rent in a disproportional way that is unacceptable. Why my tone change? I used to live in public housing. My daughter, all 3 of them, they're rental. They rent an apartment. We cannot abuse people. That's simple. That I know the landlords have to make profits. 100%. It's a business,
Right.
right? But don't take advantage of people.
So what is, I guess, there probably is no easy solution. This conversation will go on. I know there's a ballot initiative that's proposed for fall 2026 about creating more, excuse me, more affordable living. What are your thoughts on establishing some sort of limit?
I like it to be transparent with the people. I like it. I like rent control. I think we should have a cap. But we have to think about the landlords too, right? It's a bill in Boston that I'm a co-sponsor of it. But when there was a conversation yesterday, like you said, I'm for re-election. I was collecting signatures, and one of the person who was planning to sign my papers, she asked me about rent control, and I say I'm in favor of it. She said, I don't know if I want to sign your papers now. My quick answer to her was, let's talk about it. What is your concern? She said, I'm a landlord and I have 3 units that I rent. I said right away, the law doesn't apply to you because you have less than 10 units.
Oh, so the idea is for those landlords that are 10 units or higher.
Right.
Oh.
So right away, I say, you see, your concern is valid, right? Because you're protecting your business. But at the same time, hey, we should sit down and explain better the bill. So that way people have a better understanding what we could see in the near future. But that happened yesterday after I talked to her, I explained the bill, She signed my papers.
Okay.
So I was really pleased for both, because she understood what we're talking about, and then she signed the papers.
So now is the idea that the control is for one single unit that has 10 or more individual units, or one landlord that has multiple properties that have cumulative more than 10 units?
That's a great question, and it's about the landlord, how many units did he have,
Okay.
not in just one particular
So
section.
if I own a two-family house,
You have,
but if I own 10 two-family houses,
it applies to you.
okay.
It applies to you. Why? Is because we are being seeing so many out-of-state people coming to Massachusetts to buy properties, and because they don't have any connection with the community, happening in Southampton, they don't have any connection with the community. They increase the rent by 500%.
Wow.
People that are paying 1,200 now, people are getting a letter. Hey, in a couple months, you're going to start paying 3,000. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Wow.
And then there's no protection for the people. Some people are renting month by month and doing lease. Some of the people, they don't have any lease at all. And these developers are taking advantage of these people. They don't have those protections.
So is there some thought behind looking at who's buying these properties, these multifamily units, and determining, are they locally owned or are they out of state, out of region owned, and then stopping that?
No, because we cannot do that.
Okay.
But what we're seeing is, okay, if this continue the pattern, we have to do something. And that something is rent control. We wouldn't be in this position if the majority of the landlord didn't increase the rent in a proportional way.
Right. Oh yeah.
Let's call,
Again, I mean,
let's call it the way that it is.
to your point, rents are significantly more than mortgages. And it should be the other way around.
Should be the other
You're in
way.
an apartment, you're renting to save money to buy a house.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And now that is not the case.
That is mind-boggling. So so the ballot initiative is projected to be on this November's ballot. I don't think it's
It's
I don't think
not
it's been
done
approved
yet,
yet, right?
and the House have the opportunity to act. I think it's May 20 something.
Okay.
I don't want to
Sometime
give
in
you
the spring, yep.
it's sometime in the spring. They can act before put on the ballot. I don't know if that's going to happen. I know we have two bills in Boston, one in the House, one in the Senate. I don't know what is going to happen with those bills. I hope we pass it.
Right.
I'm a co-sponsor of one of them.
Oh, good.
It's important for me and my community to be protected. But look like at the last information that I found about how people is going to vote for the question.
Right.
Look like 50-50.
Okay.
I think we need to be more transparent with the people. What is this bill is going to do for you?
Right.
For the people that have a lot of money.
Exactly.
And hey, we want to protect you.
Fantastic. Representative Gomez, thank you so very much for joining me today. It was wonderful to meet you and hear some insights into your position out at the State House. Thank you so very much. Good seeing you.
Thank you for having me here, and a wonderful day.
You too.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.